Yo, I'm back with another YouTube video. It's kind of gonna be like a little bit. Video is gonna be a little bit like the last one, just a little bit. Because I want to talk about like this term I've been hearing a lot, black fatigue. Now, I'm not gonna do no deep dive. I think obviously I say things in the video, then I end up doing something completely different. But like I've been seeing it, and I really don't. I get what people are trying to say sometimes, but I really don't. And I remember I was seeing this. I don't know. I think it was this lady who just did this debate, and she was going against like all these black people, and it was like the black people who be like, man, bro, really the problem with America is really black people. It was some of those type of people, right? And then I was watching it, and then the same thing I said about in the last video, I kid you not, and this is so crazy that video dropped. The same thing I said in that video is literally I'm gonna try to do some fancy editing shit. I don't know if I can do that because I don't know if I get copyrighted or something. If I'm being actually, so I'm probably not gonna do that. But like the clip I watched, right? And the dude wasn't even American. Actually, like, he wasn't even from America, or his family wasn't even, like, he was. So he kept saying how he literally was just giving his opinion from an outsider looking in. You get what I'm trying to say? And then he's like Angolian or something, like, which is nothing wrong with that. But I'm just like, you're not even American or consider yourself American, so how can you? But that's neither here nor there. But I'm listening to what he's saying, right? And it literally just sounded like a white supremacist was talking, and this is not a stretch. I don't know where that video was on. I'm gonna try to put some clips up in there, but he was literally using white supremacy like talking points. It was so weird to hear that from like a guy that kind of looked like me. You get what I'm saying? But and even when he was referring to black people, he said they. Like he seriously did not consider himself a black person. Like it was crazy. It was just crazy watching that. But I'm watching it, right, and it just made me think about the video I had made last week. And I was saying, bro, they put this stuff on the media. They put this up in front of people's faces to brainwash them and make them think something different. And look what happened, bro. The dude, what's so crazy? I was just talking about this in school today in my African history class. The dude was saying how, bro, well, slavery would never happen if black people didn't go, if black people wasn't selling each other and selling their own people. That's a half truth, and that's exactly where they get. That's a half truth. Okay, now let's talk about the slavery part first. Slavery wouldn't happen if Christopher Columbus never found America. Like, come on, bro. One, he accidentally found America. Two, he's supposed to be going to Asia to grab spices and silks and cloth and all this shit. Then he seen how much like resources of the Americans had or whatever, and colonized it. That's literally what happened. You're the colonized indigenous people, and then we had Columbus Day. So that's come on, that's crazy to even literally indigenous people were slaves, and then indigenous people couldn't keep up with what they was trying to do. So they did started buying slaves from West Africa. Literally what happened, right? Now let's go on to the buying slaves part. Now, is what he said kind of true to a certain extent, but you have to think about the time that they were in during that time and what goes on in West Africa, bro. That they are tribes. There's tribes out there, right? Nobody cared that you black. I think that's like the big piece he was missing. In Africa, they wasn't selling us or selling just because it was black. No, they sold you because I just whooped you in war, and now I'm the strongest. Now I'm the strongest tribe. Now you gotta get up out of here. That's what it was. Not saying it was right. It was literally war. The reason why black people were selling black people, it wasn't no race thing. It was literally like it was literally like what kind of happened with America, bro. We fighting to get free. And once we fight to get free, man, we gonna get y'all gone because it's my land now. So we finna sell you because I'm the strongest. You gotta get up out of my spot. But no, they took that, they flipped it. Oh, black people selling black people. They didn't even like each other. Black people don't even like black people. That's how they did it. When it wasn't even that. It was like a war thing. And another thing is, I don't even think the people who were selling them or whatever, they mindset wasn't even thinking about what was gonna happen in the Americas. You gotta think, cause during the same time, like cause I'm pretty sure the Europeans was fighting with the Muslims. If I'm not mistaken, I think that was going on. And the Muslims was buying slaves too, but the Muslims was mostly buying white slaves because they were able to put them in houses and things like that. Like the women like was selling for a lot or whatever. I'm pretty sure, right? So you have that situation, right? The Muslims was buying. Actually, the Muslims was buying everybody actually, but majority of them was like white people, right? The Europeans wasn't grabbing no white people, and I'm not saying they should have, but I'm just saying if you want to like take it back to like we were selling each other, it was a they ain't grabbing no white people from there. If you get what I'm trying to say, so now we have the slave trade, right? So now we have these boats. It's a straight shot, Africa to the Americas, straight shot. This is quick, this is easy money. I feel like a lot of people don't understand, like I said earlier, the whole reason why they even started, one, because Christopher Columbus, two, because they feel like indigenous people could not keep up with the workload they was giving them. They was working them people to death. They were dying from diseases and all them things that the Europeans brought over. Chicken pox, measles, all that shit. Like I don't know, I think there was those two. They brought that over there. And they got you working. You thinking we finna be cool. No, nigga, you go work. Go grab me. This is what really happened. The Europeans went over there and told the indigenous people, hey, grab me your sugar cane because your sugar cane is profitable for me. So I'm gonna take your sugar cane, I'll make you work for your sugar cane, and then I'm also gonna take the land that the sugar cane grows on because now it's mine. Right? And then you have, and this is one thing I will always say is like with that guy I was talking about earlier, the guy I had mentioned, with how he sounds literally like a white supremacist, like with these talking points. Not saying that he is, but saying when you listen to most white supremacists, they say the same exact things. And this is what I'm telling you, they use social media to rot your brain, to make you think things are differently. And he was so confident in the things he was saying, but it just seemed so ignorant. You get what I'm trying to say? Because like, man, what are you saying? And like he literally was saying they, referring to black people instead of like we. So that it seems small, but I feel like that right there showed you how somebody thinks when they look like you, but they don't want to be associated with you, right? And then I just was thinking like, man, it's working. Like all these things that they're doing through media is working. And I want to say he looked like he was like maybe a couple years older than me, maybe like in his 20s, early 20s. That's what he looked like, and that's not far off from me. You get what I'm saying? So I was like, man, the media is really working. And he was talking to this lady. I think it was like Amanda Sills. I don't know if I'm saying her name right, but and she was arguing with him. I was like, man, like he's not even listening. Like once you argue with somebody about black problems, don't even feel like they're black, you're not going to get anywhere. Because those are the people who trying to get close to whiteness as possible. Bro, he I think he literally said that African Americans are the oppressors in America. I swear he said that. If I'm not mistaken, I swear he said that African Americans are the oppressors, right? So I'm like, dang man, like I got black fatigue now because of you. You one of them. I'm trying to like, and it don't make me mad, but at the same time, like it's like, dang, like they really got you, bro. And you like be you see these videos and you see these people who sit up here and try to argue that America is not bad for black people make it bad for themselves, bro. They're literally changing history. They're literally trying to take control of museums so they can control what information flows in and out of them. Like, what are you talking about? They literally trying to rewrite history, and we're just falling, not necessarily falling for it. And some people are just eating it up. Like, okay, they don't care. They don't They don't want you to, and this is what I said before, they don't want you to think you strong. They don't want you to think you smart as them, as strong as them. And another thing I'm gonna say, it's not all white people either. It's we know who it is. We know exactly who it is. It's the people in this is the government bodies and all those things. We know who it is. And then like when somebody like there's now one thing I will say as a black man, there are things in our community that we need to fix, but there are a lot of misconceptions in our community that we need to be like that we need to really look at and be like, that's not true. Like how they do with the daddy stuff. Now, it's probably a lot of people who didn't have daddies, but if you look at now, like, and this is using their game against them. Oh shoot, my mic. This is using their game against them. They bring us statistics. Like, if you look up statistics, black men are actually some of the best fathers. But I kid you not, the dude that looked like us was sitting right there. Oh no, this is another dude. This is another dude. He's like a little bit big. He's saying, bro, And that's obviously somebody talking from their trauma, which is understandable to a certain extent. Like what he's saying is not wrong to a certain extent, but the way you voice it and kind of what you say following up to it makes your whole point just go out the window, right? So like I was saying, I'm watching this. I'm only seeing clips. So if I'm wrong, yeah, I can tell you I'm wrong. My bad. I can admit that I'm wrong. But I'm seeing these videos, and it just made me feel like, man, like we're really living in a time where they're literally rewriting our brains and make us think they're, to a certain extent, they're just putting us against each other. Because like he was seriously trying to say that there's no racism within the system. He was really trying to say that, and that makes you think. Because he was saying, "Oh, well, I ain't experienced racism, bro. It's like a million other black, and you think just because you ain't experienced it, nobody else does. Like, and that makes you think, man, that guy grew up privileged, extremely privileged. Cause it's like, how can you even say something like that to the people who genuinely did experience those things? The people and like I said, nothing with social media. You can literally see videos of people being racially profiled, being beat because they black. You know what I'm saying? Being arrested because they was walking while black. So how can you sit there and say that? Oh man, bro, the system it don't got it out for us. You can't say that. You can't say that. And the same statistics that they try to bring up in arguments, right? Like people don't understand that these things are designed to make people look a certain way. It's like the 1350 stuff. Every time I see that stat, the 1350, it's like, bro, it's so taken out of context. And then once you really look into it, it's like, hold on, there's something not right about this. Because if y'all commit all these crimes and all these, they try to give you this is what stats do. Stats will give you like one specific part, right? Oh man, this how I look. Oh man, that's terrible, man. That's oh my God, right? But then what you look at in a broader picture, man, that little percentage they gave you, that little part, that's really nothing compared to everything else that's going on. So now you're looking at like, huh? Why? I want to kind of show this, but I'm not really good with the editing and stuff yet. I'm gonna try to work on it. But yeah, like I see this, and I'm like, I wonder why it's been made to look like that. It's just, it's like, it's so disheartening because it's like you generally have people within your community or people that look like you who genuinely believe that, oh man, bro, the world ain't got it out for black people. It's just us. Now, one thing I will say, you do meet some black people who will constantly say it's all the white man for, it's all white man. The white man, that's why I'm not working. Which those people can be. Those are people in the world, and they're not right at all. Because like I said earlier, there's things within the community that we can fix. You get what I'm saying? It's things in the community that we can do better. But that's with any community. Oh, another thing, he was he started talking about like the way that we promote things, right? And now to a certain extent, this is true within the music. I do feel like with drill music, to a certain extent, it's just a bunch of black men talking about killing each other. I will agree. Sometimes it is like that. But we have so many other artists that talk about so many different things that really attack political problems or like mental health issues. Like, but we don't. Like their brain is so wired to talk about like King. He kept bringing up King Von when we have 1,000 other rappers you can bring up that does stuff for the community, like Kendrick Lamar. Prime example, Kendrick Lamar. And then everybody gonna have their problems or not problems, but their opinion about the beef and all that. No, that man did something for the black community when he was dropping those albums. When he was dropping Institutionalized, Mama, when he dropped them album, nigga, Mortal Man, when he dropped those albums, that's something, because when he dropped that and he's saying in those songs, he's attacking trauma within the black community. And if you really listen, you'll be like, man, he hitting it. Same thing with J. Cole. One of J. Cole's best songs ever just talk about the cycles of a life of a man that's born in poverty. And talk about how the system had it out to get him before he even was able to walk, able to talk. But you're not going to bring that up. You're only going to bring up the King Vons. Man, bro, what? And Kendrick Lamar, one of the biggest artists ever, just being honest. Kendrick Lamar makes some of the best music ever, just being honest. Especially when you think about the substance that now his newer stuff, you say whatever you want about that stuff. But come on, man. Come on, man. The substance behind this man music, and the only black artist you could think of is King Von, and that's not even no knock on King Von. But I'm just saying. So it's just like, come on. That's what I mean. Like, they're programming they're literally programming these people's brains. You get what I'm saying? And when I see these things, cause I kind of be doing scrolling, but my For You page is most like topics like this. And I'd be reading, I'd be watching and things like that. I just be like, man, like, bro, it's really happening in front of our eyes and we don't realize it. Like, people who, you gotta think, how many people like me, I'm not the biggest, right? But you don't see that many people who are speaking out about things like that, like this. It's not because they don't, it's because it's being filtered out. Like, you have to really do like some scrolling to see a video and they're only gonna have like 50 likes. But it's somebody who really saying something. You get what I'm trying to say? So that's why I said in the last video, man, we have to, as a community, we have to stand up. We have to fight. And I'm not saying we gotta go beat everybody up, but what I'm saying, we can't let what's happening, we can't let happening. Because another thing, like I said, bro, they're literally trying to change curriculum and take African American history out. You don't have to, like, they're changing it all up. They don't care. They don't want you to know about that. They don't want you to know how, like, most of these people, all this money, that's plantation money. They don't want you to know all that. How these people still have plantations. People still live, and not saying they still have slaves, but they still live in those houses or on those plantations where they had slaves. Man, I would have torn all that down. But man, I don't want that. I don't want that type. No, that's not gonna be here. No, they're gonna keep it there, and they're gonna try to change the whole identity of it. It's like I saw a cartoon that said, man, it's better being a slave than being dead. They don't even, like, this is what I'm trying to say. People don't understand. Then this is why I hate the word black fatigue. Because we've been tired for so many years. We've been tired. And people don't really understand how deep that stuff go with slavery and what they was doing to people, how they was doing people, what they was forcing people to do. How we got broken homes because, oh, the master like your wife, so the master gonna take your wife, make a light skinned baby, and he gonna ship your husband out of there. That's where the broken home started, but they don't want to talk about it like that. You feel me? They gonna skip over that part. We're not gonna talk about how the master's woman, oh, she like them black boys, she gonna go take them down. Oh, he get caught. Oh, guess what? Guess who got to die? And what's so crazy, even during that time, it was still a hard time for women. This is one thing I can say, because during that time, women weren't like slaves like we were, but they were also seen as property in a way. We know how that go. But they don't care. They didn't discriminate. Guess what them white girls is doing to us? And I have no problems with white girls. None at all. But I'm just saying, just looking at it from an unbiased standpoint. So that's another thing. Like, when I see all these videos, like, oh, we hate men and all these things, like, I'm like, man, now if I was acting like that, we should. And that's why I be saying, there's nothing I'm saying. If the same things that you see people say on social media that we said, hey man, I hate all white people, bro, because they was doing this and all, bro, it would be riots. Oh man, black people they trying to, bro. This is why I would tell anybody, don't let nobody ever make you forget where you come from. As an African American man, I understand that people before me fought, and they did so many things just for me to be able to sit in this chair and even make a video like this. I understand that. That's why I would never let they fight ever be forgotten. I would never let nobody try to tell me something different than what I know and what I can see within the world. You get what I'm trying to say? Because that's how they do it. That's exactly how they do it. Nigga, you can see something right in front of your face, they're trying to tell you, oh, it's not that. That's how they do it. And obviously, and I know I'm probably not the best to be sending this message, because one, I talk, I cuss a little bit, you know what I'm saying? I say nigga, you know, and a lot of people feel like we shouldn't say that, and I understand that. You get what I'm trying to say? So maybe I'm not the best person for this, and maybe I'm not the best person for this message. But at the same time, I'm still going to voice my opinions and how I feel about it. Because, man, I'm seeing it happen in real time. My first day back in the city, I learned more. I already kind of knew it, But bro, what they teach in Black history in them predominantly white schools is a bunch of half truths. They don't ever. And I was getting in trouble for being in class saying, but that's not right. My teacher called me negative. My history teacher was calling me negative. I'll never forget this because I will call out where things was wrong at. And they want you to feel bad for like all these wars that people had and the president, bro. They was sending them people to die. That's why most people who are veterans, bro, they hate that. Like, this is why I be saying, like, we see it in real time. Back then, bro, and I said this in the last video. When that stuff was happening in Afghanistan, and they did that stuff to them college kids, and they wasn't even black, them a bunch of white. And I'm trying to say, bro, America does not care. Obviously, they don't want the black man think they're better than nobody, but at the same time, they don't want nobody, anybody at the top. They don't want nobody down there thinking they're better than them, especially if you black. Now, if you look like them, they might give you a little bit of leeway, but they ain't gonna let you do better than them or think you better than them. And that's just being real, because that's the world we live in. But I don't think people see it like that. You get what I'm saying? Like, all these billionaires or all this money and they doing all these things. They trying to, we working on all this new, man, no. Like, most of the problems that America has is created by themselves. And, like, I'm trying to tell you, if I like any of the America's greatest problems, if you do enough history, you realize, damn, we started this problem ourselves, this problem ourselves. But no, they don't want you, like, they don't want nobody to even think like that. Like, and I sound like a conspiracy theorist, bro. I know people be trying to say conspiracy theories are crazy and things like this, but bro, I'm telling you, they don't want you to think like that, talk like that, move like that. They don't, as a black man, they don't want you to have confidence like a white man. That's the honest to God truth. That's why, and perfect example, that's why on the media, when you see somebody who, it's like Shedeur Sanders, bro. Oh my God. They even had people that look like us. Oh, he's cocky. Oh, he can't. Oh, he not gonna be able to make it in this league. Oh, he just by his dad, bro. I'm trying to tell you, man. They don't want you to be confident. Or just like when you see somebody do something. Oh, another thing. It's just like when you see somebody do something a black person do. It's, oh, that's cool. That's innovative. But when we do this, ghetto. Bonnets. Everybody wearing bonnets. At first, bonnets was ghetto. Remember when we used to get fades? They used to say fades are unprofessional. Now you see them white boys go up in that barbershop, they fade me up. But at first it was unprofessional. It was ghetto when we did it. That's against the dress code. And I don't have no problem with white people getting fades, but I'm just calling it how I see it. They not going to give us credit for nothing. And that's why, and what's so crazy is back to that one dude early who kept bringing up King Von. Bro, they act like rap the only thing we started. Bro, most of the stuff people be bumping and listening to, do that history. That rock music. That jazz music. Do your history. Most of the people who got famous off rock music back then, they was stealing that shit, man. Do your, man, come on, man. Come on. Really look in there. And what's so crazy, man, and this is why I love music so much, because music was the way for our people. Them songs they was singing, man, them songs was freedom to them. And I would never let nobody sit here and try to tell me the founding fathers of this rock music and country music. I don't even like country music for real, and I know where country music come from. You go to one of them country music award shows, they ain't gonna mention no black person did nothing for them. Or the founding fathers of it's gonna be a bunch of you know who names. They don't care about none of that. All the good we did, it don't matter. It don't matter. But I won't let it be that way though. You get what I'm trying to say? Like I said, I'm not the biggest, but I will constantly voice what I have to say no matter what. That black fatigue shit, that shit weak. Cause if anything, we should be the ones who had the fatigue. We should be the one that's tired. Cause nigga, it's gonna be a fight. Like I said in the last video, every time America goes through something, they're always going to revert to what it's built off of. Oppression. That's all, like, oppression. Every time. And it's like, man, I can talk about it so much because I see it so much, and it's like so many people try to convince you. It's like people like it's not like when you see somebody talking about like jobs. They said, man, they giving all the black people the jobs, man. Why am I seeing somebody? I said somebody like, bro, why are we seeing so many black people on commercials and stuff now? Nigga, they mad at you that you get more opportunities than you ever had in your life. We didn't have those type of opportunities 100 years ago, 200. We didn't like, I'm not saying commercials around for, but you get what I'm trying to say. You get what I'm trying to say. We didn't have all those type of opportunities, but when we do get them, it's man, we tired of them getting all that. Like, why did they get to get that? Because bro, I kid you not. When you go into comments and you see like the old dudes, the old racist dudes, they be like, man, they feel bad for black people, so they get into the jobs. They taking all the jobs. They don't even work for real. Like, what? And that's what I'm trying to tell you, bro. They're literally trying to flip the script. And I will constantly make videos on this topic to the day I'm gone, because I will never let them make me think, or anything I build or any child I bring into this world think we were the problem. No. No. Nah. You can say whatever you want about black people. You can say they loud. You can say, nah, I'm not going to let y'all do that. Because it's weak, man. Like, it's so, and it made me so mad that the world is even like that, because, dude, if we were actually united, bro, come on. There's like, we live in a greedy world. Everybody want more. Everybody want to feel like they're better than somebody else. Nobody truly wants to be equal to anybody to a certain extent. Especially her. Don't nobody want to be equal to you. They feel like they got to be better than you. So they can hold that over your head. Yeah, you wish you can get up. Oh, no, no. And my bad, I get the yapping. I know these videos, they be long and stuff like that. But, man, that stuff really, like, grind my gears. Like, same thing with the way we talk. You see you will see a white dude, right, that he live in St. Louis or Illinois, and he talk like he from Atlanta. And he ain't never been to Atlanta day in his life. But when we talk, it's like I said, it's ghetto. It's unprofessional. It's not proper English. But when that dude do it, and even some black people are at fault with this, because when that dude do it, who ain't nowhere near from there, oh yeah, boy, you tight, boy, oh white boy, you good. Nigga, you just add fuel to the fire. What you mean he good? He ain't never stepped foot in Atlanta. Why is the nigga all the way from California sound like he from Atlanta or Louisiana? And he ain't never been over there. You get what I'm trying to say? Like, it's so many, and I try to stay on topic as much as possible. But I'm just summing this up all to say, man, that black fatigue stuff is not real to me. It's not. Because if that was the case, and it'd be black people talking, they got black fatigue. Where's your fatigue with the people who keep oppressing your people? Where's your fatigue at with that? And what's so crazy, man, you see these black people who be kissing a white man ass, and they still ain't gonna do nothing for you. You look dumb. Yes, man. So yes, man. You kissing that man? They don't care. They don't care, nigga. You just tap dancing for them until they done with their entertainment. But you don't see it like that though. You think the closer you get to them, the better off you gonna be. Man, bro, stop it. Stop it. So I'm just saying, man, don't ever let that type of stuff corrupt your brain, make you think any different, or make you like, just don't. Always remember where you come from. Always remember what happened. You know what I'm saying? The fact that we even get to walk around those streets now is a privilege. Just being honest. Because we know how it was back then. The fact, another thing is, man, it's still sundown towns around here. Man, niggas be getting hung all the time still. But they ain't even gonna cover that. A sundown town, really? Oh, if you black, you can't be out here, you gonna be on that tree? Come on, man. It's still here. It's still here. But like I said, people don't even think about things like that. And what made me so mad with the other dude I was talking about earlier when I was watching him talk, it's like, dude, you don't even understand half the stuff people go through. And you another, and like I said, he didn't even consider himself black, and he looked like us. No, I don't know exactly what the story is or how long he been in America and stuff like this, but still, like, bro, they not gonna treat you no better just cause you talking like, cause you agree with them. They gonna look at you like, yeah, we got one. Look at him. You just proving their point that how they feel like all of us are dumb, stupid, or they try to paint that picture. You just proving a point because you can't even think for yourself. So like, man, dog, I just be trying to. I don't be trying to like get too deep into that type of stuff sometimes, but man, it just grind my gears, you know. Like, let me stop. But like, yeah, like I'm gonna stop yapping. I hope this is a good YouTube video. I'm trying to be a little bit consistent. I'm sorry. I know sometimes if I talk, I can like. Sometimes I know I rephrase something or I like cause I do mess up sometimes. 'Cause I be talking a little bit too fast, so I do apologize for that. And if my point not getting across, just let me know. Like if some people who really watching the videos make to the end of the videos, just let me know if you understand what I'm saying or what I'm trying to say or things you don't understand. You need me to elaborate more on. I can do that. Or if there are certain topics when we talk about how I feel about this and that, I can do that. You get what I'm trying to say? So like I said, if you made it to the end of the video, I appreciate you a lot. I thank you. Like, subscribe to the video. You get what I'm saying? Make sure if you watching to the end of the video, just give me a comment. You get what I'm saying? I'm not trying to like farm for engagement, but I genuinely want to know what people think. Like my last video, to my standards, did pretty well. I got like almost like 120 views on it. You get what I'm saying? That's pretty good. Like last month, I could barely get 20 or 12. So that's a big jump for me. You get what I'm saying? So if the people who are watching it, just let me know what you think. Like, you know what I'm trying to say? I just want to know. But back to the end of the video. I'm yapping again. Thank you. Like, subscribe. Let me know what you think. I'm gonna keep trying to drop these videos for y'all. I'm gonna find something to talk about, or if you want to hear me talk about something, just let me know. Thank you.